Hey everybody, welcome back to Drum Soup. It's been a while. Haven't put anything out because ran out of cool rhythms in my notebooks. But a friend of mine, I was telling him about that, and he said, why don't you instead do some videos on some of the crazy, some would say stupid ideas that you have? And I said, what do you mean? And he says, well, you were talking about taking this song and playing it this way. He said that sounded interesting. You should kind of explore that. There's some people that might even want to try playing it that way. I said, well, okay, I'll give that a shot. So that's what these next few episodes are going to be about. It's Drum Soup, Canon Explosion. We're going to start with one that we're not really doing anything huge with. Future episodes we'll be picking on some of the greats. Expect some changes to the way Bonham did it, the way Blakey did it. May irritate a few of you if you're used to only doing things according to canon and the way that was always been done. But if you've got an open mind, then I hope you'll consider some of these canons that I'm going to explode. So the first one we're going to take a look at is Peg by Rick Marotta. Let me show you the transcription. Here you'll see what Rick is supposedly playing is the straight up one. And then sometimes he plays some grace notes on the E of 3 and on the E of the 1. I think the grace notes are probably more obvious on the E of 1. But if you watch Rick play it and listen really closely, you can just hear them. It kind of helps the pocket on that song, and that song pocket is everything. Everything's got to line up, or it doesn't quite sound right. Another thing that Rick does when he plays that is that sometimes that anda of 2 is more just an and. He's not always doing the or the second strike of that 16th note on 2. Another thing, if you want to do this song by canon, strictly the way that Rick does it, is you'll have to note his hi-hat technique. His hi-hat technique is very much on top, okay? So when he's playing the pattern, and I'll show you it's simple. All right. Another thing that Rick does is he just barely opens that hi-hat on 1 and 2. So it's 1. So let's take a look at what that would look like in the pattern. You could also open it instead of, and this is a very fine matter of technique. I'm opening on the but you could also do. Being is or you can keep it open. If we listen to any of those at a better tempo and with the grace notes, again, this is one of the niceties to this song, is the way that you play with that hi-hat shush. And I say that because I kind of like to play it a little bit more on the edge. So it's... also like to a little bit lay more into the first. So instead of so it almost ends up sounding like that's not quite as cool. It's better with. As you can probably tell, I like to leave that second one really open a lot, and it can be a bit overpowering, so you got to be careful with that. But that's one of my very mild Canon explosions with that. There's some other things you can play this song rather differently, and I find that it helps because it can help the pocket line up. Let's play it two-handed. Grace notes are hard to keep graceful playing it two-handed, so you really got to make sure that you accent that downbeat, but of course you want to do that anyway. That's another part of the pocket of this song, is making sure that you've got that 2/4 backbeat. Okay. So another thing that you can do that's kind of fun with this song is throw in some doubles on the kick, particularly on that and of 3. So and as you may have noticed there, every so often I'll also throw in a little flush. So it's... So that can be fun. And one last thing you can throw in here just every so often on that that outro, that B section where you're on the ride, you can do the of that 3, kind of feather a little bit of kick in there. It I don't know, it makes things kind of line up kind of cool. So that would end up being. And that's Peg Canon Explosion. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, give me a like. If you didn't like it, then give me a dislike. Give me a comment. Let me know if you think I could do things differently. If you think my playing sucks. If you think I'm just awesome. Subscribe if you want to see this stuff regularly. Love the subscribers. Either way, I will see you in a couple of weeks, and we'll have another one. We'll explode something. Maybe next week is when we'll do Blakey, or maybe we'll do Bonham. I don't know.